actually really funny. There we go. You guys just missed like the second funniest thing that happened tonight, as Nate was hilarious when we were actually not pushing out. Unless we were, and just not to the in-house audio, then in case you heard. You heard everything we just said.
And the internet knows.
Yeah, then the internet knows that we were actually not that funny, and I like. Either way, over here on the left top side of the map, Tournament Live on the line once more. It happened before, but he prevailed against one of the stronger Protoss players in this region. Can he do it again? But this time against the Zerg, it is PigBaby.
He has certainly done a great job so far in tonight's group, and his opponent, who had a pretty crushing loss against Hart, who made it out in this match. So it is Invictus Gaming's Xingua.
I love your pronunciation, Nate. That actually reminds me, you speak Chinese, don't you?
Not according to Litud, I don't speak anything that sounds remotely close to Chinese.
Why? Did he lecture you on your Chinese?
Yeah.
Really? We taught the type of guy to lecture someone else on his Chinese. He does that, doesn't he? Like the other day, I told him that I've been going to the gym for a while because he was talking about Violet, and I was like, yeah, I've been doing good too. And then he just looks at me, he's like, no, you're not going like Violet. I was like, how do you even know? You've never been with me at the gym. You've never seen me. Todd is officially the biggest hater in the world.
He sounds a lot like some internet commenters.
Todd is the type of guy who will tell Lance Armstrong how to use a bicycle. That is Todd.
Now this game, merry-go-round, this map, we know it's not really the greatest for third bases for Protoss players.
No.
How do you feel about that?
I feel that you're spot on when you say that, Nate, and I think that's something that's going to be pretty damn important in this match. There must be a reason why PigBaby was so eager to play this map. Not only did he not veto it, he picked it at first. It really gives me the idea that we might see something that is just particularly good on this match. Of course, the spawning locations are important. We didn't really touch upon it, but look where this Overlord is hovering right now. Flow is on the money today. Of course, let us know as well what you think about our dedicated observer, but I think C has been phenomenal. That high ground is really important for two base pushes. If PigBaby would go for something like a one gate Nexus with a ridiculously quick Robo as follow-up, he can really use that high ground as a staging ground, and it's hard for Xingua to engage up that ramp. And I kind of feel that we will see two base play from PigBaby. Otherwise, this merry-go-round play or pick makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it certainly could get difficult from the late game when we know that Xingua has phenomenal macros. So if you let Xingua just go at it and you play that long-term match, I feel like things are going to get a little bit dicey for you as a Protoss player. So Drone's going to go out to take a third base for the Invictus Gaming Zerg, and PigBaby, he does still have that probe. It has not been spotted.
PigBaby has absolutely no idea whether or not there is a gas going on for Xingua. I guess he can sort of expect it because Xingua has been playing like this in the majority of his games, and he's not a super greedy Zerg who goes very often double hatch before gas or pool or whatever. The probe will find that hatchery on the right side of the map, and he was already trying to hide on a different high ground instead. And despite the Overlord spawning, so this is 4 gateway aggression, and I'm actually kind of warp gate technology is 45 seconds off. Speed just started now. Kind of interesting. I feel that he kind of hoped that Xingua played gasless, but Xingua is not playing gasless. I think he's gonna have a hard time.
I think he sees he's like walled in. He walled off the natural. He's got one gas.
This is a pretty big commitment.
Yeah, this is going to be looking to almost kill him. And this Overlord on the right side is just about to spot this Pylon. 8
Zerglings on the production tab already for Xingua. I think Xingua is going to be able to deal with this, Nate. He has plenty of Zerglings on the way. I would love to see a Roach Warren as well, because Roaches are always nice as a backup plan. And I think as soon as he realizes that this is pretty serious, he should be fine. He saw all of the gates. He even saw the full wall off. Still no Roach Warren, so it's going to be Zerglings and Zerglings only. I'm not saying that that is not the right way to deal with it, because he's going to have so many, and speed is on the way, that I think he will be okay. But a few Roaches would have been... maybe actually Zerglings is better, because there is no creep connecting the bases. I kind of like the Zerglings. I changed my mind. But unless the Zerglings lose, then I really would have loved to see a Roach Warren, just so you know, Nick.
That's spoken like a true American, Roddy. Going over to the third base with this push. The Zealots, of course, would love to get on top of these queens. There's not a lot of distance for them to run once they get off the creep.
I'm worried. I'm thinking I perhaps want to see a Roach Warren again. Even though if the Zerglings get the surround, and they do get the surround, well, then he might be able to clean it up. It's just Zerglings against a crazy amount of Zealots, but there are so many Zerglings that it is good enough for Xingua. 4 more Zerglings will, Zealots will stream in, but as long as Xingua gets the surrounds like he does again, he should be able to clean this up eventually, and this has been a remarkable hold so far for our Zerg. Yes, he is down 9 workers, but by the time that this is all said and done, he is going to be a 3-base Zerg against a 2-base Protoss with no gas and no tech.
Yeah, it's just continued warp-ins. PigBaby has been building probes behind this, but you said it, he's still only on 1 gas, continuing to warp in Zealots. The Queen actually going on a quest to push this Mothership Core away, and I think these Zealots shouldn't be able to do this. Xingua is just making pure Lings right now.
Yeah, the good thing is that PigBaby is building probes during this, so before I said a 7-worker lead, right now we're looking at a 15-worker lead already. So it's going to take a little bit of time for Xingua to catch up, but you'll be surprised what 3 hatcheries can do. Yes, the work count shows us 40 against 25, but it's very deceiving because there is no tag for PigBaby. It's a full wall. He has absolutely 0 map control. He wipes in a bunch of sentries because I think he's worried about Zerglings counterattacking. Fortunately for Xingua, he's building drones. That is the correct decision. And despite being down 15 workers, I still think that the Zerg is quite far ahead.
Yeah, robotics facilities coming in with a forge. So, I mean, PigBaby, like, where do you go from here as a Protoss player when you run and you scout? You're like, there is no lair to worry about, so he's got that going for him, which is nice.
I mean, it's not the worst scenario for PigBaby because 15 workers is 15 workers. There is a Roach Warren going down right now for Xingua, who's just going to drone up, obviously. I would probably follow it up with just like 4 more gateways of War Prism and just try to do the same thing again with +1. PigBaby is going to start producing Immortals. That means more time to Xingua. He's getting +1 carapace, by the way. Interesting. Well, it's a good way to answer this +1 attack from PigBaby. Maybe he's worried about Zealot Immortal. Also, Burrow being researched. I still think he needs to get layer. Yeah, there we go. He cancels Burrow, at least for now, fires up layer. He can still get Burrow after that, but I think getting layer now is more important because Roach speed is very important.
Yeah, he still wants to have access to...
Maybe even Hydras.
I like what you said about the +1 carapace, because Xingua has been making a lot of use of these Zergling-based plays in all the matchups today so far. But with the lair coming in, Hydralisks are a little ways off, and with the second Immortal coming through here, maybe if he goes for that War Prism, do you think he'd have a solid defense in time? Or is he just, I mean, he's relying a lot on these Zerglings. Yeah,
like the thing is as well, Xingua already has, well, actually doesn't have that many. No, it's going to be hard for Xingua, don't get me wrong, because 2 Immortals and War Prism and Roach speed is a long way off. It's actually going to be pretty damn difficult. Xingua is going to have to do his absolute best to slow the Protoss down in one way or the other. But there's already a Pylon going up on the right side of the map. These Zerglings need to buy a little bit of time. There are 8 Roaches on the production tab, but without the Roach, oh, the Zerglings are going to get force fielded in. Good force field there for PigBaby. He's going to get all of them. Of course, this slows him down a little bit, but I would love to get slowed down 15 seconds for like 22 Zerglings.
Yeah, this is nice. Man. The Pylons are stringing across the map now. And Roaches are on the way, but Roach speed isn't done.
This is really, it's actually quite bad.
This is going to be really difficult, I think, for Xingua to hold.
Yep.
Can he?
I mean, like, as long as he buys time, then eventually he can, but you're right. There's only 52 works against 45. Above all, there's no Roach speed. There are 2 Immortals in his army. There are so many sentries. So, despite the fact that he took his assimilated Z late, he still has so many sentries to work with. And I actually think this is an untouchable Protoss force in this phase in the game. But maybe Xingua can pull off a miracle.
He's continued to put out Roaches and Lings, but they're the first 2 force fields holding these Roaches in place. The Immortals going to work. He's hitting from multiple different positions. The War Prism, though, you can't really kill that with the Roaches, and this allows him to continuously reinforce with Stalkers. And these Immortals, they're not really, you can't touch them. No. This is too much from PigBaby.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that you can touch them.
Wow,
he's dancing the units as well, even in game number 1 over here. And this game isn't even directly over yet, as a few more force fields will go down. Of course, there's so much DPS in this Protoss army, and all these force fields will make it so hard for any unit to go in and ever leave again, as these Roaches just die. Xingua calls GG. PigBaby picks up game